Dan back here from the Geek Physique and with my awesome client Travis. He's just finished his first 8 weeks with us, and we're just going to review the last 8 weeks, where he was when he started, where he's got to, things he used to struggle with, and what he overcame and how he did it. So, how are you doing, Travis?
Yeah, doing good. Doing good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Thank you. And first of all, thank you for your hard work over the last 8 weeks, man. Why don't you, just for the audience at home, break down where were you at before you started? What were some things that you struggled with?
I struggle with a lot, to be honest. All right, so to give you the short version of the story, over the last, I would say, 10 years or so, I've been really focusing on my profession and just, staying busy with work and putting in the hours, trying to work my way up that ladder, and trying to get myself to like really be in a position to provide for my family, and have enough money and give them a good lifestyle. Because that's my primary driver, right? My family. The problem is that I put myself last out of all this, right? So I'm so concerned about, are they eating right? Are they going out? Are they joining sports, that I am not, I'm the one that's not, doing that. So I was taking, like, working crazy hours, taking calls early in the morning or late at night, working my life around for my client. It'd be like, oh, I'm supposed to work out. Oh, I have a call. Oh, I'll just skip my workout. Or, hey, I didn't eat properly today. I'll just have a pizza instead. And then I got to the point where the high stress, the high, all the tension come weekends, it's like, okay, time to drink too much, binge eat, and then feel horrible for the next day. And then, try to start it again. So I was always kind of that cycle. And then what I would do is it'd be a vicious yo-yo. So I would go through all this crap and start to get depressed, gain more weight, and then be like, okay, that's it. I'm done starting Monday. Like everybody says, on Monday, I start my diet, I start working out, and I would do that. I'd hit the diet hard, hit the gym hard. And then what I would end up doing is overdoing it. And then I would either burn out, injure myself, like re-hurt my knee, and then start to build momentum, and then crash out, and then fall off for a long time, and then it's just this vicious yo-yo, and yeah, just struggled to just like build up that main that base level of fitness and eating right and the habits that I needed to be successful. So yeah, that's what I came to you with, a lot of issues like that.
Got you, man. And that was a really good breakdown, really comprehensive. What are some things that you maybe tried before that didn't work for you, and why don't you feel like they worked for you?
Oh God, I've tried so many things,
You
over
can
the years.
summarize
I
it.
mean,
Don't have to go
yeah,
through
just
everything, but
just
go for it.
from different types of exercise programs, different personal trainers, different diets, just trying different schedules, and I'm spending so much time on what is the best, 3-day split for exercise, or what's the best diet. And there's so much conflicting stuff out there. Like everybody says, this is the way, this is the way. And it's so hard to cut through it. And I don't have time. Time is my most valuable asset. And I just don't have the time to sit down. And that's one of the reasons I came to you. I'm just like, look, I need guidance. I need somebody to say, go do this, go do that. And as long as I have a direction to go after, I can go that way.
That's helpful, man. And like you said at the start, you're a dad, you're a
Mhm,
business owner, and
mhm.
Travis works with people all over the world. So he is busy, right, to say the least. And that's one thing that if there's one characterization about all the guys we work with, is they're busy. So just on that point, very quickly, Travis, what do you think was really helpful for you in this process to find a balance with your schedule, with a plan that actually works for you with the time that you have?
I think what it is a few things. Just having, first of all, just having the app and telling me what to do, right? And so it's like, okay, I don't have to think about it. I can just get up, work out, I follow the app, and I started working out at home now. I'm building a home gym, which is really cool. I have a gym membership I haven't used in a year or whatever. Every time I go to the gym, it's like it's full. I don't know where to do. I wander around. Now I just wake up, I look at the app, I go, right? and then also knowing my calories. So I know my targets that I need to hit, I know my macros, and I have flexibility. So it's like I know I get up and I just kind of plan that kind of stuff in the morning, and it just saves me a lot of time. Like just knowing what, not having to think about it, right? And then if I have questions or I'm not really sure what to do, I just ping you, and you'll say like, "Hey, no, just do this. Don't focus there." And one thing I think has really helped me, this might be going a little side off track, is going back to that, going all in type of mentality. It's like I you slowed me down and said, look, don't do it like that. Only focus on, getting this much, only cutting this much, or only getting that point. So I never really burned out. Like, because I got this mentality. It's like, okay, Mondays you do chest. You got to destroy your chest to where you can't lift anything left, and you got to go from there, right? I got out of that thought. It's like, okay, I'll feel the workout, but I'm not going to be like bent over dying the next day, because of that. And that's like been very helpful along the way. I think I'm getting sidetracked in the message, but yeah, just having a plan, knowing which way to go saves me a ton of time. And that's what I need. I need my time more than anything, right?
Yeah, for sure. And those sidetracks were really helpful too, I think, to know that all the little pieces that just you can cut out the noise, like you said before. There's so
Mhm.
much information online, and a lot of people think that you have to absolutely kill yourself in a workout, and
Mhm.
that determines your progress.
Yep.
One thing I wanted to touch upon as well with you, man, is your one big switch for you. I remember was putting your workout in the morning,
Mhm.
and we talked about making it like a non-negotiable. So if you could just talk about that a bit, because I know, like you said at the start a little bit, that you used to have work or maybe
Mhm.
something with a family, and the
Mhm.
workout would come last. But we
Mhm.
talked about if you put yourself first, you
Mhm.
can then be selfless for everything else in your life, your work, your family, right?
Yeah. So that was, I would say that is probably my biggest win out of everything so far, is my mindset shift, right? And a lot of people think it's like only about the pounds that have come off, only about what kind of, strength you've gained. And yeah, that's a huge part of it too. But it's all about just changing your mindset, changing your relationship with food and fitness. And going back to what I first said, I always put my family first. But then I came to the realization, well, you helped me do this. It's like, if my health is not there, who cares about money? And if you're not there to be there for, if you're not active with your friends, because we're a very active family, we always go hiking. The kids are always out, doing sports and stuff. If I can't keep up with these kids, it doesn't matter how expensive the stuff they have. It doesn't. It's irrelevant. Your health needs to be first. And I always kind of thought like, no, no, you got to put your, I always put family first, clients second, and everything like that. But now I'm putting my health first. And at first it kind of feels like selfish, but then I realized like, dude, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So it's more about getting into that mindset, putting it first. And then so now, like when a client's like, hey, I used to take calls at like 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm in the Philippines, right? So I have people in the US, I'm trying to line up people in the UK, like, oh, no problem. Or like, hey, 6 o'clock in the morning, like all these crazy. Now I'm like, no, no, I can't do it. I'm sleeping. I can't do it. So I get my sleep in instead. And then in the morning, can you meet? Give me 2 hours. I got to hit a workout. Then we can meet. And at first I thought people are going to push back and, oh, can't do this. But people they're understanding, right? Like, I got to work out. I got my health, and people will accept it and embrace it and actually look up to you at that point. Like, oh, cool. You're pushing back on work to go take care of yourself. So it's actually, a beneficial type thing. So I've really that's been a big focus for me, is just like get my stuff done. And I haven't been perfect, right? There's times I miss workouts, or my eating's not 100%, but consistently I'm putting that stuff first, which has been great.
Awesome, man. And we've touched upon elements of this a little bit, but what's your kind of feedback on the coaching as a whole? So there's like, just for everyone at home, we've kind of got like four main areas, three or four main areas: food, the training, and then like the accountability and support, which kind of come as one. Um, why don't you just break those down, bro? So you could start with the food and then talk about the training, and then and then the
Mhm.
support after that, man, if that's okay.
Yeah. So what I like about it, I really like the approach that you take of, it's like you spending your calories where, like, if you want, because I told you before, like I still want to have those Saturday nights where, I have a couple drinks and I watch a movie with the wife and I can still enjoy some takeout. Because like who wants to like eat 100% healthy every single day all the time? That's not realistic, especially, in this type of world, right? So you showed me ways of like, hey, you can trim a little bit from here, you can trim a little bit here, save up, and then you can have that time and not worry about it. And by doing this, I've been actually able to, like, because the way it's like, oh, well, I've already killed my calories for today. Well, I might as well just continue on going, right? So it's like, no, hold on, that you're going to have repercussions throughout the week. So like when I look at food now, I think I stop and say, wait, how many calories is that? Is this really gonna wait? Is my macros gonna be like? It's not like too much, but you second think about you second say, okay, wait a second, do I really want to do this? Hold on, I'll just grab a protein shake instead, right? Am I really hungry, or what is it? So having the ability to where, and another thing too is going back to those extremes. I used to cut too many calories and then I would work out too hard and then burn out. So you've been very adamant about don't cut too much, do this. And I'm to the point where I don't feel hungry. I found a good macro balance. I found a good balance, and I've really increased my protein intake, and it's actually really good for me. It's really satiating, and I like it so much better, like high protein type of stuff. So diet's been really good. And it's not, I don't consider it a diet. I hate when people say, oh, you're on a diet. I'm not on a freaking diet, man. I'm watching what I eat, and I'm eating healthy, and I'm eating smart. I still have fun. I can still have cheeseburgers and fries and have some drinks and stuff, but majority of the time I'm eating good. Second is the workouts. Again, I used to go burn myself out, and I would keep switching from like I'll do this one week and I'll do something else. It's been hard to stick to the same thing because I like to, keep things variety. But now when I look back at my tracker in the app and everything, I can see like, oh wow, I've made a ton of progress, especially with my knee and stuff. Like I started out with like nothing, and then I could just see the progression over the 2 months. Like, holy crap, like my strength has really gone up. And it's good with the app too, because like you just open it up, look, there's a little video. Okay, follow it, go. There's a couple exercises I really didn't like. I complained, hey, can you switch these out? You went in and switched them up for me and everything. So that was good. So I like the workouts. They're flexible, and it's not, you're not like killing yourself. I've had before where like I dreaded my workouts because they were so intense. I don't do that anymore.
Didn't you before? So just to pause you, because like Travis said, he's tried a lot of things over the years, and you worked with this. Obviously, I don't want you to name names, but you worked with
Mhm,
this trainer who was
mhm,
like a lunatic, just
mm,
basically used to be like an army sergeant or something, right?
yeah,
And pretty much destroyed your knees.
yeah.
We're pretty sure at least.
Mhm.
If you could just talk a bit about that, Travis, before we talk about the
Yeah,
sport.
so yeah, I was never in shape as a kid. I never played, I was lazy. I never played sports. I never was active or anything. So like when I got my 20s, I was always skinny and everything like that, but like I had the health of like an overweight person in a skinny body. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing. So I went to Gold's Gym and got a personal trainer. And yeah, he's an ex-Marine, but he was like drill sergeant type of mentality where he's like, okay, I'm gonna, because I was smoking cigarettes at the time, and every time he's still smoking, and he would like make me run laps in the gym, and then it got to the point where he would push me so hard that the day after leg workouts, I'm crawling out of my car, I can't walk, I'm stumbling into work and stuff, and yeah, he just pushed me to the point where I'm like, I'm feeling legit pain in my knees, and he's like, no, you're just, it's just it's just the bitch inside of you trying to escape, and then I ended up getting meniscus tears in both of my knees, and I had serious injuries that still to this day, hinder a lot of my performance and stuff. So yeah, that's why I was really hesitant about working out, and that's why like with going into it, you were saying like, okay, we're going to do these types of exercises on your knees that are not going to be like, don't use weight. So when I first, to give an example, when I was doing body weight squats, I could only do like 8 of them halfway down, not even full, and I'd have knee pain. And like I'm really feeling it. And then today I was doing my goblet squats, and I was doing 13 and a half kilos all the way down to the ground. I was doing 12 of them. And then like I get up and I'm like, zero knee pain, nothing. I went trekking the other day. I can't remember the last time I had knee pain. And that's because you've helped me go through these like programs where it's like not too intense, and like it's like it's okay to do push-ups on your knees at first, don't worry about it, like just kind of like saying this is okay to take this progression. And now I'm getting to the point where they're strengthened up. Now I'm starting to like push on my legs more, and I'm getting to that point. So yeah, it's been extremely helpful with that because having knee pain is just a horrible thing to have.
For sure, man. And the last point I just wanted to touch on before we go into your wins, and you've already touched on two amazing wins actually, about the mindset and overcoming the knee pain, which are just so good. Um, it's just like the accountability and support. So we have a private group on our Facebook, like our community, where we help our guys. We have our weekly call. We have our checkpoints, and then if you ever need to reach out, you can always reach out as well, man. So just talk a bit about that, if that's okay.
Yeah, so that helps too because, and this is one of the reasons why I've already told you, like, I'm 2 months in, but I'm committing to 6 months minimum. Like, I'm 100% still going forward because I'm always doing that yo-yo, and I want to make sure that accountability really helps me because, like, every Monday when you're like check in, did you do did you track your workouts, your food, your weigh-ins, and I really hate saying no, no, and I hate, like, putting that in there. So it's like an extra accountability where, but not only that, it's also like when you could say yes, 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 I'm great, everything's going good. You do the Thursdays like I'm kicking ass type of thing. It really helps me just having accountability, just to be able to post in there, call out your wins and stuff, and have other people, like have other guys are going through the same type of stuff because, like, but I really believe motivation's not a thing. Like, people don't wake up motivated to, like, I'm gonna go work 8 hours today, then I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna do, they don't do that shit. It's the discipline. It's like, okay, it doesn't matter. You gotta get your ass up out of bed, hit that workout, go work, spend some time with the family after. And having that accountability has been really helpful in that side of it.
Yeah, just one last thing I'd love to add here, man. And you can tell me what you think about this. We had part of Travis's mindset shift. So I always said to him, he's a high performer. He does, business with people all around the world. He's got a family, multiple kids. So he's already doing a lot in his life, right? And if he can do all of that and be the type of man that can do all of that, why can't he be the type of man that then does that with the right health? And I
Mm-hmm.
think that really helped you flick the switch in your mind because you're like, I want to be that. I want to be the guy who cares about what goes into his body, right? Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
still eat flexibly, like still have a night with the missus where you maybe go out or you watch a movie and have a pizza, whatever it is. But for the most part, you are conscious of what goes in the body. You are trying to get active. You do want to feel physically and mentally strong, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like a couple of I mentioned before in the group. It's like when I first started exercising at home, and my youngest daughter saw, because like we're building a little gym, I was using what she thought was mommy's weights because, well, mommy works out a lot, right? So then she's like, she started crying and she got very upset. That's mommy's, and I'm like, oh my god, like my daughter doesn't even associate me with exercise at all. But now they're like, really, they know I'm waking up in the morning and they see me put on my shoes. Dad, you're going to exercise now? Yep. And then what I do also to instill it into them, like with my 6-year-old, he keeps coming out to the back when I'm exercising. I will tax him every time he comes out. Hey, come here. I get these little pink barbells, little dumbbells. I'm like, okay, arm curls. Like I get him doing some stuff, or I get him doing some sit-ups, or so I'm getting him into the habit as well of like, hey, this is a normal thing, and shifting their mindset as well, and just people around you, like, oh, that's the type of guy that, he's not going to go out and binge and do this. He'll have some fun, but he's going to stay responsible.
For sure, man. And that's amazing about the effect it's having on your kids as well. So all all great stuff, man. What I love to do now is I'm just going to share my screen, bro, and I'm going to pull up some of your wins from the last 8 weeks. So just bear with me, guys. Okay, so let's open up. What I want to do is look at your weight and the measurements as well. Let's do that. So, okay. And then if we look at the measurements, so nice. Okay. And then let me just pull up the graph and then I'm just going to share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen, bro.
Yeah, all good.
Cool. So first of all, you can see that Travis started about the 130 kg mark, and your lowest you got to was about 123, 122. You're hovering about 124, 125 at the moment. And after this, we're actually going to be planning Travis's next 4 to 8 weeks. But how are you feeling about the progression in weight, bro? I know we already talked about it's been much more sustainable for you, but how are you
Mhm.
feeling about it?
I mean, like, look, I would love to, yeah, everybody who's overweight would love to say, like, hey, the before and after, and look what I did in 60 days and the big drop and stuff like that. But the problem is that I didn't have the foundation put together yet, right? So you can't really like build a house on top of a weak foundation. So although I'd like to have lost more, I'm happy where I am because I've also gained muscle. So I'd like to also kind of like start looking at body fat percentage as well because my strength has gone way up. Um, and I do see a noticeable difference in my body, but I'm not looking at like 60 days, this is it. I'm looking long term. I'm like looking at where am I going to be in a year? Where am I going to be in 10 years type of stuff, you know? So it's like I'm happy so far where we're at because I do see a lot of progression.
Good, 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 good. And then let's just flash to your measurements as well, bro. So looking at your when you first started, which was November, looks like you've definitely gained some width on your shoulders, which is great to see. Just
Mhm.
over an inch on your shoulder width, and then the waist has come down an inch. And I know that, like you said, you want to build that foundation, and we really want to push these numbers over the next 4 to 8 weeks anyway. But the really
Mhm.
cool thing about that, just for the guys watching at home, is as your waist comes in, your shoulders widen, you start to create more of an illusion that you are more tapered. So something to
Mhm.
keep in mind, guys, like Travis said, is don't just focus on fat loss. Definitely, you want to be lifting, you want to be making sure that you're building muscle as you lose fat. How are you feeling about the measurements, bro?
Yeah, it's good. I'm not so focused on that part of it right now. Again, the big part is the mindset for me right now. And like a
Sure.
big thing I'm doing now is like I've got this Fitbit. I wear it 24 hours a day
Yeah,
and I've been tracking my sleep. And my sleep has been getting progressively better. I've been looking at my stress. My stress is getting better.
I love it.
My resting heartbeat is actually extremely good now.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that. So yeah, those yeah, eventually, look, I'm not in it for abs. I don't care about like, having like super skinny and low body fat percentage. I'm in it for like just good general health. But yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see because like my shoulders are smaller. Like it's good to see they're going in the right way. My waist is heading in the right direction. It's good.
Good, good, man. And like you said before, not to go around the same roundabout as too many times, but like Travis said, mindset, the knee, the changes in knee pain, I think that is a massive one because that just impacts your life in so many ways, right? Like you
Yeah.
can go and play with your kids, you can go on that hike, you can go for a long walk or do a day trip and not
Mhm.
just be in agony the whole time, right?
Mhm.
And as you said, you've built that foundation now of good habits.
Mhm.
And that was a really key thing, I think, for you coming from a place where you were extremely yo-yoing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to share, bro? Any last remarks, any other wins or anything else you'd like to add, bro?
Yeah, something I really like broke down a lot of false beliefs as well about myself. First of all, I thought, to be successful, you got to grind it out, like hustle, grind, success. You can see it behind me, right? Like this is what I live by. And I still believe in that very much, right? But what I found is when I started, like, I thought if I didn't take these calls, I didn't work all these hours, I didn't do this stuff, like I would be successful. Since I've started putting my health first, I actually am getting more work done a lot quicker and I'm making more money by working less hours. So it's like, and it just comes because I've got the energy now. Like I've got the energy to get up, get out of bed, knock it out and just be more productive. And that's being highly productive is extremely important for me, right? And then just having the energy on the weekend because like we go out every Saturday with the kids. We go hiking or we go to the zoo or we go to we went to the water park last weekend, and I got to keep up, man. I got three of them under the age of 10, right? So they run in opposite directions and I don't want to be like out of breath and stuff. So like I'm able to keep up with them and just again, I think really big thing is just the mindset. I look at food differently. I look at exercise and sleep and I really take a second and say, do I really want to do that? Do I really want to, eat this or do I really want to take that extra drink or whatever? So it's good. I think I'm in a position now where, like we talked about, we're going to ramp it up over the next couple months. Cut back calories a little bit more. Push a little bit harder on the workouts and stuff, and start to really take it to the next level. And I'm ready for it. Right. I'm finally. I think if we push too hard at the beginning, it wouldn't have happened properly.
For sure, man. Well, like I said at the start, I want to thank you for your hard work over the last 8 weeks. Thank you for doing this and sharing with the audience. And yeah, just thank you, man.
Yeah. No worries. Thanks as well.